Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing this soft matte neutral glam. It's kind of my go-to when I'm going out and I'm not trying to put lashes on and I gotta be out the door quickly, but I want to look kind of full glam but like not there. And I'm not really crazy into shimmer these days, so if you're interested in seeing how I got this neutral matte glam with my updated base routine, then just keep watching. First, I'm going to start off with a clean face, and then I'm going to go in with the Maybelline Express Brow Ultra Slim Pencil in the shade Black Brown, and I'm just going to fill in my brows. My brow routine hasn't really changed from the past, except I kind of thinned them out a little bit. Then I'm going to apply some Vaseline to my lips because they're a little dry. It's a winter season here in New York. Then I'm going in with the Thayer's Hydrating Milky Toner with snow mushroom and hyaluronic acid to prep my skin. And I really massage it in there all the way down to my neck. And then I'm going in with the e.l.f.'s Thirst Burst Drops with Hibiscus Complex and Niacinamide. I started using this in 2025 and I really like how it layers underneath my makeup. So I'm going to continue using it until I find something better. I really am not into the overconsumption of makeup right now. So yeah, so I take my fan and dry down all of that skincare. And then I add some eye cream that's from It Cosmetics. It's the Super Peptide Eye Awakening treatment. And then I go in with the original Smashbox Photo Finish Smooth and Blur Primer. And I apply that to the areas I just want my skin to be extra smooth, like in my nose, my T-zone, around my chin. And then I go in with the LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Fawn to carve out under my brows. And I really like this concealer because I like how it has the brush on it, and it kind of just makes my normal application a lot easier. Like I said, this is my like go-to neutral glam when I'm trying to look not clean girl. So little things like this in application make things easier. Then I'm going in with a kind of contoured domed concealer brush and I'm buffing all of the concealer out from under and above my brow. Then I'm going back in with the LA Girl Pro Concealer in Fawn under my eyes to color correct and cover up my dark circles. And I'm also taking it around my mouth for the hyperpigmentation that's showing through. And then I also take it on the inner corner of my eyes and anywhere else that has hyperpigmentation showing through that I want to cover up. I am going to put eyeshadow on, so I put some on my eyelids to kind of start off the foundation base routine. And I put some on any like little age spots or dark spots around my face, around my nose. This way, I use less foundation. This is usually how brown girls have to do it because we have multiple shades and undertones on our face. Then I'm going in with the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow Foundation in the shade 209 Caramel Beige. And then I'm going in with a Real Techniques foundation buffing brush. This is actually one of the original brushes when they first came out. I've been trying to find this brush in store, online, and it seems like they switched up their packaging and all the brushes that they sell now. So I'm just going to hold on to the two or three originals that I have because I really like the bristles and how the foundation lays with this brush. I'm usually a beauty blender girly, but I really, really enjoy this brush after I picked it up after a while. So I added a little bit more foundation because I felt like I needed a little bit more. And this is what I do. I usually add a little bit and then add a little bit more if I need it. I try not to over apply foundation because that's how I end up getting cakey. And then I'm also buffing out the eyeshadow over my lid. I sped up this foundation part because I didn't want it to take too long. But I wanted to still keep it in real time so you could see my application. Then I'm going in with the L'Oreal Infallible 24-hour full wear full coverage concealer in the shade Cashew 365 on top of the Fawn concealer. So I place the Fawn concealer first where I want to add that extra coverage and can highlight points. And then I put the cashew on top. And then I'm using the same Real Techniques foundation brush to buff it out because on a daily basis, I don't use multiple different brushes usually. I usually just use a few brushes and the beauty blender. But lately, since I threw away my last blender, I haven't repurchased one, and I've just been using this sponge. This brush, and it's been working for me. So I don't see why I need to go rush and get one if it's just working. So I'm setting my makeup with Laura Mercier translucent honey powder. It's the loose setting powder, and I'm using a powder puff that I got from Amazon. All of these products, by the way, that I'm using, I'm going to link in my description box, and I'll try to tag them if they're available on Amazon or wherever you can get them from. So I got you. Then I usually contour with this foundation, but I ended up forgetting and starting to set my face. But I usually do this first and then set my face. I'm using the About Face Skin Focused, the About Face, wait, I'm sorry, the About Face, the Performer Skin Focused Foundation in D1 Olive. Then after that, I set my face with the Laura Mercier powder again, and then I go in with the original formula MAC Studio Fix foundation powder in NC47. I have one or two of these backup because I'm sorry, the new formula is just not it for me. I really enjoy the old formula, and I have been trying to source them on eBay, Mercari, and stuff like that. So uh, I don't know what I'm gonna do once it's gone. So if anybody has any suggestions on a MAC Studio Fix foundation powder dupe, the OG formula, let me know. And I used the new Morphe powder brush, the large rounded brush, to uh, to do the contour placement, you could say. And then I prepped my eyelids with the LA Pro Girl concealer, but this time it was in the shade Pure Beige. I'm so sorry. I'm like so behind. But yeah, I prepped my lids with the Pure Beige, and then I set it with the translucent powder. And then I'm going in with the Warrior palette from Juvia's Place. And what I did was I went in with the first nude matte shade on my brow bone and my lid with a flat brush. And then I went in with the medium warm brown shade on a fluffy eyeshadow tapered brush in my crease. I'm kind of packing it and leaving it on the outer corner of the crease and leaving that inner part free because it kind of elongates and gives you a semi siren eye. I have deep set eyes, so this just works for me. You have different eye shapes, then see what works for flattering your eye. Then I'm going back in with I'm so sorry. Then I went in with a smaller brush with the darker shade, a darker brown shade, and then I'm going back in with the first brush to blend that out. And then I'm going in with the shade I used on the brow bone on a smaller brush and just packing that on my lid, kind of carving it out, but a semi cut crease, but not using concealer to get that cut crease. Then I'm going with the darker shade on the last brush I used with it and just darkening out the outer V, the outer crease. Then I'm using a small pointed detail brush with two shimmer shades from that palette, and I put that in my inner corner and my brow bone. And then I take a flat brush and I take the medium brown shade and I smudge my lower lash line. And then I take this eyeliner my aunt gave me that she got from Amazon, and I put that in my waterline and my tight line. And then I take a small detail brush and I smudge the upper lash line. And then I take another brush and I smudge the lower lash line with the darker brown shade. And then I take this L'Oreal, is it L'Oreal? Yes, I believe it's L'Oreal cat eyeliner. It's not my go-to eyeliner. My go-to is the House Labs, but it dried out literally right when I was about to use it for this video. That's why I showed both of them because I wasn't sure which one I was going to use. But it didn't do too bad. It's, I believe, the cat eye eyeliner. Like I said, I'll put it in the description box. Then I curl my lashes and prep it for mascara. I'm going to use the L'Oreal Lash Paradise waterproof mascara. And then I go in with the fan brush, dry everything down. Oh, I sprayed my face with the NYX 8-hour multitasking spray. And then I'm lining my lips with MAC Chestnut lip liner. And then I'm gonna go in with the Cork lip liner after that. I really love these lip liners. I think these are the longest lasting lip liners I've ever had. Um, I usually lose lip liners really easily, but these have been in my kit for a very long time. So I forgot to apply blush because remember, like I said, this is my usual go-to glam, and I don't usually use blush like that because I'm a 2016 girly. We didn't use blush like that, okay? So I use the e.l.f. Turks and Caicos putty blush. It's that OG blush, and I use like a fluffy Amazon brush to put it on. And then I'm using Huda's Medium Glow Obsessions palette um, with an OG Morphe brush to highlight my nose and my cheekbones. And then I'm going in with the Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink Liquid Lipstick in, I believe, the shade Poet 60, but I'm not sure because I have almost every nude shade. Um, that one's just gonna have to be a mystery. Um, and then I'm going in with the L'Oreal Paradise Lash Paradise waterproof mascara. That was such a tongue twister that I had to make it country. I'm from Florida, okay? So I get to do that, all right? Don't come for me. Then I'm going in with the Milani Make It Last setting spray after that. And I'm doing some final touch-ups on my brow. Usually after I finish my complexion, I lose some brow product, so I just touch everything up. And this is the finished look. My go-to neutral glam with no false lashes. If you enjoyed this look, then subscribe to my channel or just leave a comment. Let me know what you want to see next or if you liked it. Thanks for watching. Bye.